recording is what I do, apparently. Okay, let's have a look here. What have we got? Oh my goodness.
Good move there. I like it.
What, from Granty? I just caught that.
Yeah.
I just got in the game right now. This is by the way, for the folks watching, this is a 2 versus 2 GBR. It's between oh my god. Granty, well, I think this might end up getting restarted, but I'll just say it anyway. Is that, no, it's not Granty and Albert, it should be Granty and Butter versus Firelord 01 and Albert. Doesn't look like it's getting read though. That is pretty bad though. Look at that, that gold mine just sitting there, not doing anything. Ah. I'm gonna keep this actually. I'm gonna keep this recording just because that's funny.
That was pretty funny. It's been a while since I've seen that happen.
Albert did something like that, by the way, the other day. Not that, but he sort of left because he made a mistake. It's like just reminded me of Marcus. It's really annoying.
Very Marcusy thing to do.
It's like, oh, I didn't build a peasant for like 1 second, or 1 second too late. Better restart.
I think we're onto something there. There's Albert and Marcus.
I know, there are some similarities, I've got to be honest. But I don't think Marcus would ever play this. He'd be like, why are you even playing that game? I don't even know why you bother. Shut up! That'd be Marcus right there. Jeez.
Apparently he had a bit of a rough time today because he hasn't studied at all in university. Pretty much. So he had to go for an exam today and he could only answer 3 out of 15 questions.
What? Can you not just guess the others? Is it like potential for, what's the thing? You choose between 3 different answers. Multi-question or something.
No, I think you have to write it down. It's physics A level.
Ouch. It's got to be higher than that, hasn't it? A level, because he's in university.
I don't know. Ask him. Not his mum.
Well, he's in university. Otherwise, it'd be 16, 17, possibly 18 if he was doing college. Right, let's see if these guys are ready. I can't tell. I just see a lot of colours and a lot of things. It does look like they're ready, to be honest. I'm waiting for Firelord to just break out and be the best damn player we have like ever seen. It's like watching Grubby or something. It's just wow.
I'm going to be very disappointed if he doesn't go Firelord.
That's true. We're all referees, so... Oh, watching Granty again. And he doesn't uproot the tree. That's a nice change.
He's not gone for the uproot strategy.
No, I guess it didn't pay off for him last time, so... You can either take the risk and try it again and hope that it works, or you can probably do the smarter thing and try to move on to a different strategy, which is what he's gone for this time. So that's an improvement. Have they got exactly the same positions? Granty bottom left, Butter top left, Firelord top right, Albert bottom right. Exactly the same positions. It's almost like it remembered it. Wow. This is a couple of peasants building up on the altar of kings here. Do you think he's going to rush? Potentially. No barracks yet. Oh, wait. No. What's it? There it is. Ow. Okay. So Firelord doing a more standard build. The altar isn't done yet, so that's how quickly Albert got it. Look at it. He built that altar really fast, but then didn't build a hero. Not having that. Better restart the game. Quick. Here goes the scout.
The real question is, how much earlier is it going to come out? It doesn't really look that good.
Are we still talking about the Archmage here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
So, do you think there's much communication going on between Albert and Firelord, or is it just like you do your thing, I'll do my thing, and we'll make it work?
I think they're just copying each other.
Yeah, that's funny. It's possible, isn't it? Although, that means Albert has to build a fault now. If Albert doesn't do it, then maybe they're not copying each other. Maybe they know how to play. Oh, the Wisp catches the load of militia. But there's not really anything you can do to stop human from freaking fast creeping like this. I mean, you can harass, and you can almost just about get there if you're lucky. If with a Death Knight or something. Oh, that was harsh for Grant. He didn't manage to dispel there, detonate. But human do cheat a lot here. Ooh, peasant down, that's not good. We don't want that. We want to try and save those if you can. Another one's going to go down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, there he goes. Albert refusing to micro. He says, I don't need to micro to win this. This is pure macro style. Macro doesn't help you very much when you're creeping though, to be honest.
Especially not when you're creeping with peasants.
Yes. Oh well, he still comes out of that fine. Gets a good item. He's already almost halfway through level 2 with the cheat human. If we look at Firelord, taking the traditional green camp that most people would do, he's barely even halfway through level 1. So you can go see the difference that makes really of creeping that little camp here. I do feel like if Blizzard were to come back to this game, they'd obviously have to nerf Orc a bit, and people are going to be confused as to why I say that, but Orc are the best in 1 versus 1. That's just the way it is. Don't ask me to explain. There's a lot of stuff going down here. I'm trying to work out who's on. I might put the team colours on, but then I don't always like that. Let's have a look. That's a bit clearer, isn't it? Yes. Granty and Butter working together. At least if they're different races, it's easier to tell with the team colours, but they're like both undead. It's pretty hard to tell whose fiends are whose. It makes it a bit hard to commentate. But yeah, I was saying Orc need to be nerfed, full stop, and the human creeping needs to be somehow toned back a little bit. Something needs to be done to sort of make it so that it takes like an extra 10 seconds to get out and be able to creep. That would give like the enemy just enough time to get there and harass, rather than most of the time when you try to harass a human when they're creeping like that, is by the time you get there they've already done it and they're already running like the militia back. It's really annoying.
I don't think I'd disagree with that. A few things need a light spanking to sort of rebalance the game properly, but it's reasonably okay, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they could have left it in a far worse state. Let's face it. This is still good the way it is. I'm very happy that I love Warcraft 3. I'm very happy with how they left it, but there's always room for improvement. I've gone back on the other team colours. It looks like Granty's really getting spazzed over there with the controls. What on earth was that Dark Ranger doing? That was messy. Firelord with his level 2 Archmage just about, but Albert's got his level 3 Archmage just about. He's really going up there, isn't he? Let's see the other heroes. Oh, level 1 Death Knight. That's not nice. And Granty, level 2 Dark Ranger. Needs to get working with that ASAP. Dark Ranger always needs to be doing something, always needs to be creeping, always needs to be building up skeletons. This is a potential expansion for Albert. It would be if the militia weren't intercepted on the way. I wonder if Albert made a mistake here, and when he militiaed up, he told them to attack move to this spot at the expansion, and by doing so they might have auto attacked into fiends, which is obviously not what you want them to do. I never do that. I wouldn't do that with militia. I'll just send them over there and then control them when they get there. Firelord.
Oh, he's so good.
Pick it up. Yeah, that does sound egotistic, doesn't it? Oh, I'd never do that. Uh-oh. Arcane Tower for Albert. A little late. I don't think that's going to survive much longer. A couple of fiend hits. Boom! Fiend imbalance takes it down. Look at those fiends. So imbalanced. 26 to 31 damage. Like a tier 1 unit. Tier 1.5 at most. Pure imbalance right there. Oh, Butter. Is he going to save the fiend? Is he going to TP? Look, that TP's out. What the hell?
That was pretty insane, considering the game that we just played.
Yes, I know, right? I know, right? Anyway, Albert's sending these peasants over to the right. Is anyone there to intercept Firelord? His ally is going to intercept, so that's okay. Dark Ranger getting ready to potentially become imbalanced as hell, because they're going to hit this kind of stalemate point. Not so much a stalemate, I can't think of the right word for it as such, but where they can just lay off each other and start creeping now. Focusing on that, and there's quite a few creep camps to do, so Granty can just avoid any battles in between. He can actually concentrate on leveling up that Dark Ranger, getting her level 6, and then winning the game. So Butter about to hit tier 2. Albert's being very aggressive into an undead base, curiously. Possibly trying to go for the Acolytes there. If he's got defend, I don't know if he's got defend. We'll find out in a moment. It's getting in on Butter. Butter needs to work on that micro with the Fiends, because he could get a lot of damage on here, these footmen, whilst barely taking any damage with his Fiends. Oh, Granty's coming in. Albert's stuck in a very bad place. He's decided to TP out, which is probably the right move. I'm not sure why he got so hyper aggressive in the first place. Didn't really call for it. And he did a good call back there. Stopped his peasants from going back to his main base because they mined the gold just a little bit too early. That's really annoying when they do that. Firelord takes level 3. Yes, level 3 Archmage. So level 2 Dark Ranger, level 1 Naga Sea Bitch, and level 2 Death Knights. They got a good army. It's a good size army for Team Granty and Butter. I don't think Firelord and Albert have anywhere near as much. They're not exactly that far behind, but potentially they're going for a tech route, I'm not sure. Albert looks like... Oh, wow. I just caught that. Damn. Archmage went down super quick there. That is a good shite load of range, focusing on that. Level 3 for the Death Knight.
That will be the deciding factor of the game, to be honest.
That in itself, absolutely. 2 Naga Sea Bitches as well. Not 1, but 2. Disgusting. Slithering their way to victory. I hope one of them's got the intelligence robe thingy. Ah, yes. That's really good, by the way, those items, like +6 ones. I mean, if you ever looked at my unit tester map, it's imbalanced as hell. The Ring of Protection is like one of the worst items by far. It really doesn't work like you think it would do. Even if you got like +10 armor or something like that, it really doesn't do that much. People are going to argue with me on that, but if you get the comparison of like +10 armor, what that would be for like +9 strength or something, I'll have the +9 strength every time on my Tauren Chieftain over +10 Ring of Protection. Crap. It could be +15 Ring of Protection, I'll still take the +9 strength. That's the point.
You sound quite angry about that.
I am. Do you know why? Because, well, I can't give too much away, but when I create maps and stuff like that and certain projects, I've been testing that and I was trying to create certain items, and it was really hard to balance it because things like Belt of Giant Strength and the Agility one and the Robe of Magi were just so good in comparison to like the equivalents, which would be like Gloves of Haste or whatever, or Ring of Protection. It was really hard to balance it. So I couldn't really make any other stronger versions of those, because if you got a Demon Hunter with like 4 or 5 +9 agility items, basically, he'd be almost unkillable. It really stacks too well. That's the point. That's the damn point I'm trying to make. And it looks like Firelord and Albert are grouping up, but they got a good bit of Sorks. Sorks can always do a really good job on messing the enemy up, but I don't know if they're going to come out of this fight very well. That is a hell of a lot of range. There's a hell of a lot of range, and it looks like Butter's getting himself in a good position here, just going straight up, ignoring the rest, trying to pick off mortars, maybe casters as well. He's well within his rights to do so. Granty getting a lot of damage off here on the weak little footman from Firelord. Possibly going to pick up some extra skeletons with the Dark Ranger. It does look like a bit of a slaughter at the moment. Butter's not really being punished for just walking into armies at the moment. He's only losing a couple of Fiends, whilst Granty's clearing up a lot of units here. They're basically stuck between this, and there's nowhere to run. I don't even know if they have TPs. They do, but it's probably too late to TP now. Firelord is going to use his TP, but his army's not going to go along with him because he's so far away. Albert's now going to be left on his own with a few units left with Firelord, and this is pretty harsh. No one actually has an expansion though at this point. And Albert does have a fair bit of cash, so does Firelord, both sitting at 1,000 gold, so not totally out of the game yet, but I'm telling you, that's going to hurt, because the hero levels actually didn't go up as much as I thought. What's the deal with that? Where's the Dark Ranger? Where is she, Thomas? There she is. How comes they're not like all level 4 and 3? They're actually still quite low level. I suppose it's because Firelord and Albert managed to creep up a fair bit, but then again they've got a second hero each, and Albert has only a level 1 Mountain King, so okay, they are still quite ahead. Not too shabby. Granty looks like he's going for Mountain Giants here. Well, if that wasn't painful enough to go against mass range, it's another thing to go against mass range with a couple of Mountain Giants sitting up front, stopping you from attacking that mass range. Oh, level 4 Dart Ranger, level 3 Naga Sea Bitch. It's not looking good for Albert and Mr. Firelord, who hasn't gone Firelord yet, but there's still time. He could either get his
doing that caster thing where you sort of pretend that the game isn't completely over to try and make it more exciting.
No, actually, I'm quite honest for the most part. You'll see that in my commentaries. I'm pretty honest when the game is over. I'll say what the situation is. I mean, there's no point lying, really. Otherwise, it's just not good for the people watching, because they're not going to learn anything, because they go, oh, okay, I still stand a chance then if this has happened to me. No, you don't really, unless you play perfectly. So unless they fuck up and you don't fuck up, you've lost pretty much. So, but and it's not really helping, to be honest, that Butter and Granty are getting the opportunity to creep away here, getting stronger heroes all the time. They're already ahead. So this is, trying to work out where, excuse me, does Firelord and Albert go from here. Spellbreakers are a good touch. I like that. Mortars, if they can be protected, could potentially turn the battle, but you need a lot of them, and you'd certainly need the tier 3 splash ability that they have, which Firelord is nowhere near getting at this point. So right now it still looks very clearly in Granty and Butter's favour, and they've got a big ass army, both sitting at 50 food, so they're ready to go for this. One Mountain Giant may not be much, but he's enough to absorb a hell of a lot of damage. They've really got a good combo here, to be honest with you. It's not overly complicated, which is how you pretty much want it. You don't want to complicate things too much. You've got a couple of statues to heal up, keep the mana going on the heroes, especially in the Naga Sea Bitches. Mountain Giant, absorb damage. The rest is just simple tier 1 range with probably upgrades. Yes, not for the archers, but the fiends are sitting on 2/2s, so maybe Granty was giving him money for that, or he's done a good job of upgrading his units. But their position is a bit off here. They kind of need to run southwest a little bit and then sort of get to that choke point without going down the ramp too much. That's not really a ramp anyway, but you know what I mean. And yeah, they just need to back off a little bit and then come back at this, because they've lost quite a lot of units here, more than they probably should have done in this situation. The Naga Sea Bitch for Butter is looking a bit vulnerable. Perhaps if Firelord Albert was able to turn on her before she could react would be a good idea, especially since she holds that brilliant item. But she manages to sliver back, and it looks really bad now for Albert as the rest of their units are slowly peeling away, and the water elementals aren't going to last much longer. And militia maybe last ditch attempt, because if you lose this fight you've lost anyway, so you may as well bring the militia out. Mountain Giant, is he going to finally die, or is he going to go into Zeppelin? No, he gets actually teleported out. Staff of Preservation. Oh, that was a nice pickup from Albert there, just stopping the Archmage from getting killed. There's no web, luckily, but he's chancing it. He's hanging around with that Archmage. It's almost like he's showing off a bit there. Just waiting for it to get like Fort Lightning. Oh, there we go. pushed your luck too far there. That was beautiful. That was so good. I love that coil just sort of homing right in. And Fire Lord should have made a Fire Lord. Then he would have had more units. Would have helped him out. Oh no.
Would have had more units, but less useful heroes.
Yes, the worst hero in the game, Fire Lord, to be honest. And I hate Alchemist. I think Alchemist sucks. And I'm probably going to get... No matter what I say, to be honest, I shouldn't even keep saying. That's such a commentator thing to say. Is people are going to like argue with me. Of course they're going to argue. That's the internet. People do that. There's always someone that's going to find something wrong with what you've said. So you just got to say it and deal with it. But Fire Lord, as much as I love that guy, he really is the worst hero. Because he's super easily countered. If you are actually trying, you can counter him without trying. You know, he is too easy to counter. And even when you don't try to counter him, he's not particularly hard to work out. Just don't let his little amalgamation, whatever it's called, lava spawn, get away with too much, to be honest. And that's about it. He doesn't do anything else. And he's really easy to kill. And he's got possibly the worst ultimate in the game. Isn't his ultimate the one that can stun himself? His own ultimate can stop himself. It's the only ultimate that can cancel itself.
I was unaware of that.
No, you haven't seen that. That might have been fixed. I don't know, but I remember when he was first brought out, if you use Volcano and you're standing within the vicinity of where you place Volcano, there's a good chance that one of those boulders that come out, they stun when they hit the ground. And if they hit the ground where your Fire Lord's standing, they stun the Fire Lord, stopping the Volcano that he's channeling. Which is like absolutely hilariously stupid. So it's almost like a complete and utter troll hero with that mentality. Oh.
What do you even do with that ultimate is the real question.
It's basically Earthquake, isn't it? That does something to units. That's what it is. It's Earthquake against units. It probably hurts buildings as well, but you wouldn't use it to kill buildings. It's not great, but it's... If you're untouched, I suppose it's okay, because you can compare it to like Death and Decay and stuff like that. You wouldn't really consider Death and Decay a realistically good spell, but in the right situation where you can get away with it, it's very powerful. Well, I think this is over. Do you? Unless Fire Lord can bring this back. He's got a few mortars. He hasn't got the tier 3 upgrade, but the tier 3 is almost there. It's just enough time for him to maybe research it. Wait for it. No, the Giants are taking the hits. I like how the Giants can't get the mortars onto them. That would be an interesting screw up for the mortars. If a Giant taunted nearby a mortar, if it could actually keep the mortar on it, then the mortar would have to run back and then target the Giant. But no, it's good because the mortars just keep attacking the stuff behind if it's not within range to actually hit the mortar. I think mortars might be the only unit with a minimum range as well. They can't hit things too close, can they? How come they didn't get affected by taunt then? I'm getting confused here. He taunted right in front of those mortars, and I don't think he like purposefully decided to attack with those mortars the split second after that taunt on the units below. Yeah, Fire Lord's hanging in there. He's not giving up yet. He's waiting for that potion of healing to come back. Oh, he's got a moment to use it. Ah. Big ass greater skeleton. And that's that. Now, Granty and Butter got themselves a good advantage early / mid game, and they pretty much kept it. So unless Albert and Firelord were able to come back at them in some sort of way or get a hero kill or two, it was pretty much Granty and Butter's game to lose. Nice hero kills as well. Archmage not looking so hot now. Okay, thank you for watching. This has been Witty. Please subscribe, like and comment, and I'll see you later. And it's got very dark over this time. I just realised that.